Hi there again, Izzy from DigitalGoja.com showroom. Today we're going to take a closer look at the Altura Photo Rapid Fire external battery pack for Canon. This is meant to work with the more popular Canon flashes that have a port. What did I mean by that? Well, that's a connection port here on the side for an external battery pack. So most of the 500 series, like the 500, the 580s, the 550s, the 600EX RT, some of the most of the actual ring lights that are out there from Canon, and there's also some from Altura Photo, from Yongnuo. There's also newer. There's a lot of different strobes out there that have an external battery pack port that uses the CPE4 connection. This is the one that they've made for the Canon strobes. If you have this, then you can work with, again, most of these strobes out there. What I did is I checked on the internet and I looked at the most popular questions that consumers are asking about how to work with this unit. So I checked Amazon, eBay questions, customer service questions on DigitalGoja.com, customer service emails, and I came up with the most popular questions that consumers are asking on how to work with their Speedlight and the Altura Photo Rapid Fire External Battery Pack. So let's take a closer look at these. If this video is helpful to you, remember to click the like button underneath and subscribe to our channel for future sessions and tutorials. Plus, any questions or comments, don't forget to place them underneath. What kind of battery should I use on my Altura Photo Rapid Fire External Battery Pack for Canon? Well, I highly recommend using high power alkalines because remember, this is going to take a huge amount of power. Okay, it works with 8 AA's. Notice how on the inside here you have your nomenclature that shows you your polarity settings. You want to follow that correctly. You don't want to have issues later on because of the fact that you put the batteries in here incorrectly and you run a problem with your connection. You might even actually short out the units. So you want to follow that instruction exactly as it is instructed on the inside, and then you're going to put the protective cover on and lock it in place. Very simple to do. Now, Digital Goja actually gives you 8 AA high power GP Ultra batteries. These are disposable alkalines. Recommend to use high power. Again, you want to stay away from the drugstore or the dollar store batteries. You want to use high power units so that you can maintain the proper connection at all times. Now, some of us like to charge batteries. I use my rechargeable. These happens to be the end loops. I've had really good results with them, and they're also high amperage nickel metal hydride. You can also work with some lithium disposable AA's that are on the market. But the important thing is you want to make sure that you work with high power batteries so you can get many full power shots and faster recycling time with your external battery pack. Here's the Altura Photo Rapid Fire External Battery Pack for Canon. Weather sealed? No, this is something that they did not do, and I think it has to do with the fact there, again, it's a price saving feature because to put an O-ring around this and make it completely sealed will actually bring up the price exponentially. So I think Altura Photo took that into consideration and said, you know what, we're going to give you a nice protective case so you can work in a little bit harsher environment. But unfortunately, if it is an environment where it is extremely moist outside and you happen to have, of course, a weather seal camera, and of course you do happen to have the 600EX RT, which does have a weather sealing plug here, and actually the Altura Photo does comply with the plug because they give you the rubberized weather seal plug here, but the unit itself is not weather sealed. So this is where you have to take into consideration how important that is to you and whether you want to spend the additional money to get a weather sealed pack system. I myself think that in any environment that I've worked with this, I haven't had any issues with it, and worst case scenario, hey, you can always use a Ziploc. How come the Altura Photo Rapid Fire external battery pack has a tripod port? Well, that's another added benefit. There's some of us photographers that want to take the unit right underneath. You can do so. There's your tripod connection, and you have the tripod connection from your camera. So all you do is thread it on as if you were threading a tripod. And now you have the added benefit of being able to take it with you at all times. So if you prefer this system other than the little carrying bag that it comes with, you can still use it this way and have it with you, as you notice, underneath at all times, and be able to shoot this way. So again, if that is one of your needs, you have it here. Does the Altura Photo Rapid Fire external battery pack for my Canon speedlights have a carrying case? Yes, it does. They gave you a really nice, well constructed, nice padding. They also make it so that you can take it with you at all times. And they added one very important feature, which we're going to go into later on, is this little attachment right here. This guy is very important. This is to make sure that your cable is connected at all times, and I'll show you how that works. But notice how it has Velcro in the front, so you can attach it to like light stands or tripods, and then you have this really nice Velcro area in the back. This way you can attach it to the loop on your belts, or you can put it on your favorite camera bag or on your favorite strap. So plus you have the added benefit of the protection, so that in any environment your Altura Rapid Fire battery pack is well maintained. What does the loop strap on the side of the Altura Photo Rapid Fire external battery pack do? Well, this is a really added benefit because I've had this issue before with other battery packs. What this does, this is to make sure, and notice how I'm placing, this is your connector cable. I'm placing it so that this guy is holding the connector cable in place here, so that this way when we actually connect the cable to our strobe, and this has happened to me a lot, so I can attest to the fact that this is an important feature. All right, so now it's hooked up to my Canon speedlight. A lot of times I'm paying attention to when I'm shooting and I'm pulling on this, and guess what? A lot of situations have occurred where these cables have become unplugged. Well, this is to guarantee that that doesn't happen. Even if you're tugging on this, however hard you do, this is holding it in place. So this is to guarantee that it doesn't come loose. So that way, when you're on your shoot, you're paying attention to what you're doing and not having an issue with this cable becoming unplugged. So all in all, it's a really nice added benefit that Altura Photo took into consideration when putting this unit together. Does my Altura Photo Rapid Fire external battery pack for Canon allow me to shoot longer? Yes, it does. What this does now, since you're working with 8 AA batteries in here, and plus remember you still have to have 4 inside your flash to make the proper connection, you now have over 3 times the flash life that you had before. So you can go into an event and shoot non-stop. Especially with today's high power strobes, you want to have some extra oomph when you're going to go on a long shoot. So it's very important to pack some extra batteries with you. This way they're in here at all times. You don't have to stop what you're doing to swap out batteries. And this guy is going to keep up with whatever shooting event you're on. Your flash is going to be working non-stop for you. Does my Altura Photo Rapid Fire external battery pack give me better recycle times? Absolutely. Remember, we're now shooting with an additional 8 batteries in here. This is what's powering your strobe. So especially in today's advanced TTL settings, you could be shooting non-stop with this guy. I mean, this will give you hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of flashes at a third of the recycle time that we had when we were working with just the internal batteries in our strobe. Why did they make the Altura Photo rapid fire external battery pack cable with a coil? Well, there's a reason for that. Some of us have noticed that some other models that are out there don't have a coil, or this cable is excessively longer. Well, they thought of one of the features that has become an issue with some of those is eventually these cables start getting tangled up, especially when you're going to put it on an external light stand. So I'll show you the added benefit of being able to attach this to your favorite light stand and the reason why they gave you this coiled cable. Let's take a closer look. Well, notice this feature right here. This Velcro strap is awesome because this now allows you to attach it to your favorite light stand. So I'm going to now feed it through as if this was a belt. Notice it comes with a little loop here. Feed that right through, and there you go. Now you have it securely attached to your favorite light stand. Now let's take a look at the cable. Notice with the coil it allows you to extend this much further on. Now this is my favorite light stand. This extends up to 7 feet. So let me show you how well this cable does its job. Okay, notice how I'm going to now fully extend my light stand. And again, this guy will go all the way up to 7 feet. So as I'm extending it, notice how the coiled cable continues to extend, but you don't have any issues with it tangling. And let's go all the way up. Awesome. It's still doing what it's supposed to. Notice how even though it's fully extended, you don't have any tangling, and it's supporting my connection with my Canon speedlight. Nice and easy. Very important feature to work with in today's world of wireless flash. Now, another added benefit is if you're walking around with your camera on your strap, you can, of course, always attach it to your belt loop. This is simple enough because they gave you a Velcro, so you don't have to take your pants off or your belt off at all times to do this. So it attaches like so, and you have it here at all times, ready to shoot. But some other photographers that I've seen out on the field prefer to actually put it right on their strap itself. So that way they give you the smaller loop in the front. This is very simple. Again, open it up, feed it through as if you were feeding it onto a belt. Loop it through the little loop on here, and then attach it to the Velcro. So now it's on the actual camera strap with you at all times, and it's out of the way. So it's a matter of preference. I prefer it on the belt loop, but some other photographers prefer attaching it to the strap. Plus it's stylish too. How come the cables can be disconnected in the Altura Photo rapid fire external battery pack? Well, this, believe it or not, I think is a very important benefit, because face it, a lot of times this cable right here gets wrapped around a lot. I mean, I don't remember how many times I've had issues with cables getting stuck on something, and then I give it a hard tug and I fray it. In some of the other battery packs that are on the market, including the original CPE4 from Canon, this is one unit, one cable permanently attached to your battery pack. So what happens if the cable gets frayed? you have to buy another battery pack. Well, no, here, these guys come apart. So what does that mean? That means that you can actually purchase these cables separately from Altura Photo. So the added benefit is, and there might be some of us out there that shoot with two different flash systems, whether it's Canon or Nikon, you can get the appropriate cable depending on the flash system you happen to be working with. But I think the added benefit is when these cables eventually fray, and they will after years of use, you can acquire the cable by itself because they're sold separately and they attach very easily. So this makes it a really nice benefit, so that in any situation where you need to swap out cables or you need to exchange it, boom, you can purchase the cable separately. Is it easy to take my Altura Photo rapid fire external battery pack with me? Well, absolutely. Now, a lot of us travel with smaller camera bags nowadays. We want to take less equipment along. So when I'm traveling with my smaller connector bag, notice how I already have everything in here that I need, so I really don't have any room for any other accessory. Well, great feature that I found on the Altura rapid fire case is you have this Velcro attachment in the back here. This, of course, you can attach to yourself, but since this bag always comes with me on most of my shoots, I can now use the belt loop on the back here, just as if I was going to put this on the belt loop myself on my body. So I can attach it to the back here. So now this guy is coming with me everywhere I go. So it's always with me on my long shoots. So it's going to provide me with many more flash capabilities than just walking around with my speed light and 4 batteries.